Tinie Tempah,
Hello.
we've got 5 minutes.
Just 5.
Just 5. What do you think of the clock?
It's incredible. Looks vintage.
I'm
It
gonna
comes with a battery.
It does.
Okay.
I'm going to stick the battery in.
And that's when it starts working.
That's what it says. But could you count us down?
Yeah, of
please?
course. What, do you want 10?
5.
5?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, if you're happy.
You ready?
Where we go. Hang on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Tinie Tempah isn't your real name.
No, it isn't.
What is your real name?
My real name is Patrick Okogu.
And how did Tinie Tempah come about?
Tinie Tempah is basically my interpretation of yin and yang. So basically two opposites that are not supposed to go together, but just do, really.
Did you think you'd make it so big when you were growing up?
Yes.
Were you ambitious?
Insanely ambitious. Some of the things I thought about just didn't even seem possible. So I'm very thankful and grateful that it's all happened the way it has.
Can you describe the process of making music, of writing music?
Yes, getting in, listening to a beat, most of the time a skeleton of a beat, and just, you know, within the first 5 or 10 seconds, thinking of something very witty or cheeky to say, and sort of following on from that and just sort of developing on that idea or notion, and then sort of like leaving it for a while, letting the producer mess about with it, you mess about with it for a little while, and after a couple of days having a finished article.
You use rhyme in your music.
Yes.
Do you read poetry?
No, not really.
Do you see yourself as a poet?
Yes.
Do you see yourself as a role model?
In a way, yeah, indirectly.
Do you worry about the impact of the way some of your lyrics, the way women are portrayed in some of your lyrics might have?
No. Can you think of any examples?
Well, what about we get the women and the cards and the cars out, is that right?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's derogatory.
Do you think some people might see it as derogatory or degrading?
But why? I don't understand why.
Well, if I was putting this argument...
We bring the stars out, so wouldn't the stars find it derogatory as well?
Is it treating women as objects?
Not really. Like, we bring the stars out as in we bring the celebrities out, we bring the women and the cars and the cards out. Not really. I get what you mean. Cars and cards are pretty much objects, but stars and women are not.
And what about a lyric in another song, I don't even want to kiss her? Is that a lyric?
Yeah, but that's a personal preference though. If I don't want to kiss a girl and you do, that's entirely up to you. But if I don't want to kiss her, I don't have to kiss her. It's not a must that I must kiss a girl that I meet.
Tell me about your upbringing.
My upbringing was incredible. My mum's an incredible woman. My dad is an incredible man. They had 4 children. I'm the oldest child. My little brother is 16. He's the youngest, and I've got a sister that's 20, and I've got another sister that's 19, and they're both in university, and they're also incredible.
What would you like your legacy to be?
I would just like to be remembered as somebody who was innovative and cutting edge and very avant-garde, and somebody who took pride and concentrated in the music more than any other aspect of being a musician.
And what sort of world does Tinie Tempah want to live in?
Tinie Tempah wants to live in a world where, you know, he's very self-contained, where his potential is being filled every single day, in a happy and content world, a safe world, a world amongst friends and family and people who he truly loves and cares about.
Are you into art?
I am into art, but not as knowledgeable in art as I should be.
Am I right that you've rapped about art?
Yeah, about a painting done by Chris Philly, No Woman, No Cry, which was inspired by the Stephen Lawrence, obviously Fatality. What
are your interests or hobbies outside of music?
My hobbies and interests outside of music is music.
So there aren't any others?
Not really. Apart from a little bit of film, I'm quite into film. I haven't watched a film for a little while now, but I was quite into foreign film before I started making music.
When you're performing at gigs, do you get excited or do you get nervous?
For me, performance in music is the best element of making music. It's nice to be able to see people react to something you created and sort of hope they would react in a certain way. So I'd say creating music, performing music that you've created is probably the best element.
Is there a big adrenaline rush when you're in front of lots of people?
Most definitely, yes.
Now you're 22.
Yes.
Where does Tinie Tempah, sorry to keep using the name, but it's like a big name. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
10 cars, 10 houses, 10 women. I'm only joking because you said they were objects. No, do you know what? Just a little bit more like as a bigger brand, Tinie Tempah, hopefully a global brand, Disturbing London, which is the label, a global brand, 10 albums, hopefully, an album every single year, and just consecutive films, clothing, everything.
And that is it.
Done.
So you're still ambitious.
Yeah, very. Even after 5 minutes.
I've got one more question for you. If I was playing some Schubert on the piano, would you accompany me and do some rapping?
No.
But you could rap about almost anything, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to offend you. You seem easily offended by my lyrics, so I'll leave it.
Shall we stop?
We can carry on if you want.
Let's stop.
That's all.
Really nice to meet you.
Absolute pleasure, incredible. I like this. This is wicked.